Hello, my name is Jonathan Early, and today I'm going to be presenting the Spotify music curation onboarding process. So my vision for this project was to create an onboarding process in Spotify that incorporates a short questionnaire followed by music tuning feature, combining features from TikTok and Tinder to establish a curated music starting point. So as part of my research, I looked into Tinder and TikTok, which both had features that I really liked. In Tinder, they use a swiping mechanism. So you swipe up to super like, you swipe you swipe right if you like a user profile you see, and you swipe left to pass on a user profile. And then in TikTok, I pulled a little bit from their onboarding, which asked for their birthday, and then asked for some initial topics that the user might be interested in to establish a base for the types of videos they'd be seeing. And then they use a swipe up, and based on when you swipe, it's going to determine how much you're interested in that video. So my process was to establish a design system to make sure everything looked consistent, to develop two user personas for who might be using this, the flow, which would basically establish the sequence, build the prototype in Figma, and then test it using look back with some users, and then do some refinement based on those interactions. So this is a design system I established using a combination of a PDF I got from designsystems.com and screenshots I pulled from mobin.com. So our first user is Ari, who's a 15-year-old from Austin. She's a high school student who's getting into music more seriously for the first time. And then we've got Kevin, who's a 19-year-old a college student from San Jose, California. And he's already an avid user of Spotify, and he wants to just find more artists. So the basic flow we're going to be doing is we're going to prompt the user if they want to do the music feed tuning process. It's going to ask for some basic demographic information, ask about their what genres they already like, what their listening habits are, give them a brief tutorial, and then it's going to take them through the tuning process and then finally present them with their library. So this is a screenshot from Figma. You can see the full prototype. I'll have a link in the description. And then we have the wireframes, which I initially created just to establish the layout. And then I took the design system and applied that to those wireframes to make it look more like Spotify. I ran the testing, and this is some of the feedback and the refinements I made from that feedback. I initially needed to add more micro interactions because when I presented, it was a little too primitive and wasn't quite enough information for the user to know what was going on. In order to add those micro interactions, I need to use a lot with component variations. I need to add some escape functions to allow the users to go back or to skip. And then I wanted to minimize the amount of info that was shown on the info screen when you actually were going through the tuning process. I realized as part of my reflections that sequencing really matters. So especially when it comes to tuning, you want to start broad and then go more and more narrow. I needed to test different terminology because initially I used the word tuning and feed, and the user didn't understand what that meant. And then I need to remind myself to stick with the minimum viable product. I was getting caught up in adding more advanced features like the swiping animation, and that was kind of bottlenecking the rest of the process. And then I ultimately need to realize that there are limitations to Figma as a prototyping software. So it can't do things like pull from data sets or use advanced algorithms. And so for some next steps, if I actually do want to incorporate those types of features and give a more high fidelity prototype, there are apps like bubble.io that you can use to pull Figma into. And that allows you to pull from data sets. Adding more micro animations like the swiping would, I think, really bring the prototype to life. And then adding iconography can really add clarity. Thank you so much for listening, and